Here we are. We are at president number 19. Rutherford B. Hayes, 19th president from 1877 to 1881. He was a criminal lawyer and fair-minded Republican. His controversial election was decided by a commission and held the first Easter egg roll on the White House lawn. So, with the bad taste left by Grant, I was just what the Republicans needed. A straight-laced, middle-of-the-road kind of guy. Careful, meticulous, and full of good intentions. I was also full of holes from fighting in the Civil War. My goodness. My election was one of the closest in U.S. history. I won by a single electoral vote and was dubbed Rutherford by my opponents. Saintly as ever, I pledged to serve only one term, during which I fought to preserve the force acts that made it illegal to stop someone from voting because of the color of their skin. But I also returned home rule to the southern states and left African Americans to fend for themselves. At home, I was a model of decorum. Decorum, meaning like he was kind of polite and he followed all the rules. My wife, Lemonade Lucy, banned alcohol in the White House, and we sang hymns every day. So he was the first president to install a telephone in the White House, the first president to visit the West Coast while in office, and the last president of the Reconstruction era. Very cool. So that's Rutherford B. Hayes. All right. Moving on to, this is like not clear. There we go. James A. Garfield, 20th president, 1881. So just 1 year. See what happens. Full-bearded, ill-fated Republican president. The second U.S. president to be assassinated. Could write Latin and Greek simultaneously using both hands. That is impressive. That's a cool fact. I was the last of the log cabin presidents, and my working life began as a canal side mule driver. After falling in the water 14 times and catching a fever, my old ma packed me off to school. I never looked back. I had promise, I can tell you. I was pro-civil rights. I saw the benefits of educating the electorate, and I had plans to reform the civil service. Who knows what I might have achieved? Not me, as I was shot after just 4 months in office. You see, president, it was not unusual to receive requests from the public. So, when one Charles Guiteau, I don't know how to pronounce that, it might be French, I'm not sure. We'll say Charles G, wanted to be consul general in Paris, French, I thought nothing of it. Sadly, he thought of nothing else and came after me with a gun when I turned him down. Doctors tried everything, but after 11 weeks, I met my maker. So he was like, he was not doing good for 11 weeks. That's rough. Poor James Garfield. All right, he was the first left-handed president. He was the last president not to have vetoed or rejected any bills. And this president came up with a proof of the Pythagorean theorem, which is like a math thing. This guy was very smart. What a shame that he was assassinated. All right. And now for our last one of this little video, we will do Chester A. Arthur. 21st president from 1881 to 1885. Prince Arthur was a dandy Republican schmoozer. I like that word. You can sound it out. The fourth Veep to succeed a dead president. Had a deadly kidney disease he kept secret from everyone. A golden boy, almost, of America's Gilded Age, I had elegance, taste, and style. I broke a tradition going back 3 presidents by being smooth-faced, except for the full-blown mustache, and had 80 pairs of pants. It's like a lot of pants, especially back then. But he didn't have a full beard. I guess everyone else did, huh? Yeah, that was like the style, right? They all had a big old, lot of facial hair. Oh, except Johnson. But he had that kind of neat little beard. You don't see that style nowadays. All right, he had 80 pairs of pants. I took the reins after Garfield's death. Another Veep stepping into the breach. Or should that be breeches? Ha ha. Because breeches is like pants. And he had a lot of pants. You could call me the butterfly president. Why? Well, I started out as a grub. I was mixed up with a bunch of maggot-like crooks at the New York Custom House and was well known for dishing out the pork, giving political favors for money. But I surprised everybody after I became president, pushing through a reform of the civil service that tackled bribes, among other things. I went from being distrusted to being widely admired by all. So he was the first president to travel to Wyoming in 1883, the last president to sport whiskers in the shape of mutton chops, and the only president to have been a school principal. Very cool. Look at him and all of his pants. All right, I hope you like that. We got a whole bunch more to go, so I'll see you soon.